This is the Next With series powered by Verve, where we look at cutting-edge topics and people in the marketing ecosystem. And what better place to start and to focus than a company that is bringing together the ecosystem. So I have Tobias Kellner, who is the lead as far as industry relations at Google, which is a job about bringing people together, but in these times, perhaps a bit more complex than it used to be. How are you orchestrating that? What does your job require now that it didn't perhaps before?
Yeah, well, very glad to be here and with the MMA. Thanks for the invitation. And actually, indeed, I've been doing this job for 4 years. And I think things get much more complex, ever more complex, actually. You know, be it AI, be it sustainability in advertising, be it the area of privacy. We see we need much more collaboration as an industry and coming together, agreeing on terms, and really, you know, advancing together. And that's why we have our role as industry relations. And we now, you know, we moved from a world where we did this in EMEA. We're now doing it also in the US. And I think there's a lot of exchange also happening, which is really beneficial. And also, of course, in the context of the MMA.
And that exchange is also about learning from each other, also listening. So you're listening a lot to all of the companies, all of the partners in the ecosystem. What are you hearing now, considering where we are? We are at a time where there's a focus on brand and performance. Both are important, a balance there. What do you hear about how they're trying to strike that balance?
Yeah. So that's a very pivotal question of our time, right? So what we did, we saw this especially in the context of privacy, right? I remember when I came into this role, we just, after half a year, we introduced the first concept of Privacy Sandbox, for example, where, you know, we brought the industry together and we really exchanged on the best way forward without a third-party cookie solution for marketers, which is a huge transformational change, you know, for our industry that depended on this third-party cookie for over 20 years. And we see the same kind of thing happening on AI now, where we just announced, you know, more product changes in the area of generative search with AI. And again, there is so many application areas in the area of AI that I think it's actually an exciting time, really, which for us is really more optimism, the way we can, you know, generate new value and again, transform our industry like we did with mobile, now with AI.
I like that, generating new value, because that's what it's also about, the new opportunities and also revisiting earlier opportunities. I'm hearing so much in the industry about the channels, the touch points that matter. It's about building an experience and not just marketing or advertising. What strikes you as a standout channel where marketers maybe need to focus more?
There's definitely, I think I would call out two, which is CTV and retail media.
Yeah.
And CTV, we really see the trend of viewers going from, you know, traditional TV to streaming, and connected TV is huge, right? And we see a big opportunity there for marketers to leverage that trend, that user trend. And actually, according to Nielsen, the average viewing time on connected TV on YouTube is already higher than on a main TV channel, which is, you know, a big change and something that we, you know, really want to capitalize on.
And brands and marketers should, because advertising always follows the eyeballs.
Yeah.
What about you talk about connected TV. I'm hearing so much more about sort of connected experiences, so that I'm doing something on one channel, maybe it's amplified through out of home, and then it's made more relevant and more contextual through CTV or others. What about that orchestration? I know you're not a marketer or a brand, but you're working with them. So you're helping them understand and orchestrate this, again, at a time when we don't have all the data signals that we used to.
I mean, that's a very good question, right? And as a marketer, I mean, ultimately, your ultimate goal of reaching the right user at the right time with the right message never changes, right? Now, I completely agree with you that this gets a lot more complex in this whole area of, retail media, connected TV, search, the new experience of search, video viewing. So there's a lot of different channels. And the one answer we really have on this is AI, right? And bringing this together in campaign types where, you enter your goal, your campaign goal, and what you want to reach. But then the AI is actually really helping you to reach the viewers, no matter on which channel they are, right? And so we have the campaign time performance max, which is really, combining the different platforms and channels we offer. And I think that's a great example of how you can do that. And now, for example, we just launched Imagen 3.0, which is where you can create images within Google Ads, within the campaign workflow that are artificially generated to help you again. So the algorithm does work on the go and is learning ever faster, which obviously is very helpful as an advertiser, right? Because the expectation of the ROI is obviously also ever increasing.
And how we search is very different because we started out thinking of it as more as a vehicle, but now it has to be enhanced, should be personalized. It's very much a focus on my search and other ways of searching. Visual search, for example, is exploding. And contextual search, searching without really searching. So it's like taking the AI and recommending rather than saying this is the answer.
Yeah, we see this. We see 12 billion searches a month as visual searches, and 1 in 4 has a commercial intent, right? So there is a huge potential in there. And we do see a user shift, especially with younger generations, also using their phone. And so, yes, we see the need and the expectation to deliver a more rich experience in search. And with Gen AI and search, we actually offer, more information, but we also see that users like it more and they follow more sources. So they will, still go out to different channels, different publisher websites, news websites. So it's just a richer experience at the end of the day.
And a starting point, as you said. It's a starting point to explore more, and that can only be good for the ecosystem. It is about instant relations, it's about bringing all of these parts together. In some ways also disparate, because the effort to reach the consumer is now not just about efficiency, it's about actually having an impact.
One technique we see, and which we've been, advocating for with the industry for a while, is building a proper, robust first-party data strategy to really leverage your own data and then combine it with insights that we as a platform can offer. And one new way that we just introduced is privacy enhanced technologies. These technologies we've been using for a while now in the Privacy Sandbox, for example. But now we introduced confidential matching, where in a cloud-based ad exchange, basically, you bring together the first-party data of you as an advertiser with insights we can offer as a platform and combine them. But you would still, as an advertiser, basically have the key, the encryption, to use this for yourself, So it is something that we call confidential matching, that we see as a huge step into that, tapping into that potential of first-party data sets.
Doing more and trying to get deeper and deeper in the funnel from marketing to engagement to loyalty, and that requires data points and context. And if you can enhance it, then that is, of course, a good thing there. Let's wrap it up with what you're hearing again, because you're, again, talking to so many different companies, listening to their issues. What are you hearing that their expectations are for marketing, for their campaigns going forward?
So ultimately, we as Google always, focus on the user since our day one. And that will always be, I think, our North Star. And of course, we see expectations of the user to a more privacy enhanced experience, to a more responsible advertising, and also be, in the area of sustainability. I think really these are the big trends, you know, AI, sustainability, and privacy are three big trends that we also continuously hear from advertisers and that we can discuss with them, because only together we can come to a solution, be it on, you know, privacy, be it on sustainability. We need everyone to work together to exchange the right set of data that is also needed to measure this effectively. And only then can we, you know, agree on something and then move forward together. I see this really as, yes, getting more complex, but ultimately, this is what, you know, my role is about. This is what our industry can really make a transformative shift, and where we can, you know, reach a new state of digital marketing.
Very innovative, very forward-looking. But let's imagine we meet at Mexico a year from now. We meet again a year from now. What do you want to be telling me about Google and how it's fostering and building on what we have to get us to that next step, as you said yourself, that next level in marketing?
Yeah. Right now, only 1 in 6 of the German companies is using AI. And to reach the potential of generative AI and to reach its 330 billion that the Institute of Cologne, actually here in Cologne, you know, measured and expects, every second company would have to use AI. So I hope in a year from now that we sit here and we're much closer to this number of 50%. We're much closer to, you know, case studies by all kinds of companies, all kinds of sizes that use AI in some kind of context and form to improve their business.
Probably just waiting for more case studies and more examples of success. They'll move that needle, because that's what happens. We have to see results, and then everyone comes along.
And I would be very happy if the MMA, you know, I actually think one of the main areas of the MMA is to provide thought leadership on AI. So I think there's quite a big potential there, actually.
We are talking about what that potential can be. What do you see as the potential? Where are we not looking for where the impact of AI could be seismic, Tobias?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I think, implementing AI across the value chain, right? But I think when we talked about, you know, where do we sit in a year's time, I would hope, you know, we'll get closer to this 50% and they leverage some kind of AI in some area of digital marketing. But, you know, it can be with the creative, it can be with the measurement part, especially when you have less signals, you have to start, you know, modeling, and you can leverage AI. You can use it for the targeting area. So there's, ideally, you can tap into the potential of AI across the entire value chain of digital marketing. I don't really think we're there as an industry as a whole, but, you know, we have the right levers, and we are still in the starting point, you know.
Well, that's the good news. We have the tools, partially thanks to you. We just need to have the tactics and the strategy. But that's what your work is about, Tobias.
Yeah.
Bringing us all together and having us focus on that objective. And speaking of focus, it's been a very focused, very interesting interview with you. A lot of insights. Thanks again for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.